The Stompers mustered up just one hit over 9 innings yesterday in a 1-0 loss to the Arroyo Seco Saints. They look to right the ship against their old friends, the Menlo Park Legends. Welcome into the Sonoma Stompers pregame show. I'm Kieran Costa, joined by Roman Raffelli, getting you set for some Saturday night CCL North action here from Arnold Field in Sonoma. The Stompers enter the contest 9-7. They're opposed by the 6-6 Menlo Park Legends. These teams met 4 times last weekend. The Stomps took 3 of 4, including sweeping a doubleheader Sunday. Roman, what were your takeaways from that 4-game set?
Yeah, all 4 games really competitive. The Sunday one's a little bit less, and the energy's just a little bit weird with the travel and the doubleheader. Just a different day then, but we saw the Stompers have a walk-off and then a near walk-off when the Legends were able to take it in the top of the 9th. But competitive baseball, looking for more of that here today, and down 1-3, the Legends have to get this one, and they need to play some really good baseball.
Yeah, the Stompers on both sides of the ball are complete opposites. Let's start with the good. The Stomps have the best team earned run average of anybody. That's CCL North or CCL South. Zach Pace has this bullpen really working.
Yeah, the bullpen's been great. The starters have been great. Just good pitching so far, but the offense has sputtered a bit as of late, which just hurts if you're that pitching staff, because I talked to Landon Akers, and he's like, yeah, the fielders, the bench, everyone appreciates when the pitchers are good, because that's the first part of the game. They can throw strikes, let the defense work, and then get the bats back out there, but when the bats aren't there, it gets tough.
Yeah, the Stompers pitching staff allowed just 1 run against the Saints yesterday. David Howard, 5 shutout innings. Cole Pacheco gives up a run, an earned run. I mean, he made an error. That was a big play on his pickoff throw. That's another good thing. The pitching's been good. Let's talk about the defense. The Stompers are really doing a good job cutting down runners on the bases.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of really good pickoffs as of late. There were several nice plays against slow. Connor Pulowski threw out a runner last night. The catchers have been legit, on top of just playing a really good backstop, not letting a lot of balls through. That's something we saw a lot in non-CCL play to start the year. A lot of pass balls. They've cleaned it up. The defense has been solid. Some kind of over-aggressive plays at times that lead to, an extra base or 2, but they've done a good job across the board.
Yeah, Stompers catchers have taken a runner off the bases now 3 consecutive games. That's dating all the way back to the slow trip earlier in the week. But now let's talk about something that hasn't been as good. The Stompers do not have a player hitting above 300 in today's lineup. Something has to change. Someone has to get the bat going eventually.
Yeah, the Stompers need to find another go-to guy. It was Max Hendren for a while. It's been Colton Boardman, and he just had an off night last night. Didn't play incredibly at San Luis Obispo, but they need to play confident team small ball, because ultimately this team isn't built on, home runs and slugging percentages, built on small ball, finding ways on base, stealing bags, moving up on pass balls, and living in the gaps. They need to get back to doing that, especially through a really competitive next week or so of games.
Yeah, a couple guys very cold. Esteban Sepulveda's 1 for his last 19. Brady Shannon hasn't gotten a hit in his last 7 tries. But one positive on the offensive side, Nick Sebastiani, a hit in 6 of his last 7 games. He's back up in the 2 spot in the lineup. What do you expect from him?
Yeah, he had the Stompers 1 hit last night. That came in the first inning. The Stompers have gone 8 2/3 without a hit. Nick Sebastiani needs to be the spark plug here. He saw it last night. Now's the time to step up, be a vocal leader, get the confidence going again, and let just performance speak for itself on top of the vocal leadership that comes across the board.
Kieran Costa and Roman Raffelli with you here on the Stompers pregame show. Nick Santavanez gets the ball for Sonoma. Fastball, slider, change up the mix. It's his 3rd appearance. The big one is it's his 2nd appearance against Menlo Park. He went 5 innings pitched, 1 earned run last Sunday. That was game 1 of that doubleheader. You think Menlo Park has a better feel? Second look at him in a week.
Yeah, it's the second look. They need to be better than they were last time. The 1 earned run, just 4 hits, and that was an abbreviated game. Just 7 innings. He went 5. A great start from Santavanez. He's been good all season long. Had his first outing against the Seagulls. That was a very good start as well. But the big thing is the run support. He got a bunch of it in the game he pitched against the Seagulls, and he got some against the Legends last weekend, but he's a guy that has great strikeout stuff. He faced 20 batters against the Legends last weekend. That's a big number, because that means he got twice through the lineup and then 2 guys down. That's been a mark that not a lot of Stompers pitchers have been able to hit this season. He needs to go deep into this one, get a confident start, and allow the offense to generate runs and get on the board ahead quickly.
Yeah, I'm not very worried about what we're going to see from Nick Santavanez. The offense, they need to get rolling. At some point, you run out of excuses. Just one hit against, to be fair, a strong pitching staff from Arroyo Seco, but one hit, that reminds you of the Seagulls game. That's the second time now they've been one hit this season, but the wins have come 9-7. They sit third in the CCL North. And as we wrap up shop here on the Stompers pregame show, we move to Roman's radar, and we'll start with the home Stompers.
Yeah, it's going to be Colton Boardman today. He had a quiet night last night. He's a guy that we haven't seen a lot of quiet performances from. He went 0 for 4, so he's just due mathematically, hitting just under 300. He's due for a big day, and he's another guy that can, lead in the watch what I do, follow it kind of role, hitting in the leadoff spot. Team lead, 15 hits. He needs to have a great game tonight.
Nick Sebastiani was not your Stomp Watch player yesterday, which means your Stomp Watch player did not have a hit. Let's move on through to the roadside. The Arroyo Seco Saints was yesterday's matchup. Who'd you pick there? You remember?
I don't remember exactly. I believe, give me a moment to look back, it was Joey Milto.
Oh, yeah, Joey Milto out of the 8-hole, 1 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. And let's take a look at today's opponent, the Menlo Park Legends. You picked 4 of them last week. Who do you have to pick today?
Yeah, for me, it's going to be James Bose. He's got 4 doubles. That leads the team. 7 RBIs. That's also up there. I believe he only trails Will Robbins. He's been a great bat, hitting in the 3-hole. He had, I believe, 3 extra base hits against the Stompers last weekend. He's a great bat in that 3 spot, just under 300, and plays a very nice shortstop as well. Needs to be big, lead his team, and get a win here at Arnold.
Yeah, James Bose, a 2-home run game here at Arnold Field. That was last Thursday. So we finish up on Roman's radar, and now a new segment, Stat Guess. Roman's going to throw me some Stompers numbers, and we'll see how I do.
Yeah, all right, Kieran. The Stompers have scored 4 or more runs 10 times this season. What is their record in those 10 games?
That includes non-league contests?
Not including non-league. Not non-league.
League contest,
in
we
league
scored
contests,
10 runs.
4 runs 10 times.
4 runs 10 times. Wow. So we played 16 games. We lost one in slow. We definitely lost one to Menlo Park. Last week, I'm going to go with 6-4.
The Stompers are 8-2.
I had the 2 losses. I should have stuck with it.
4 runs. They're 8-2. That tells me 4 runs, not a lot to really ask for here in the CCL with the number of pass balls and stuff. Get to 4, because scoring a run an inning 4 times in a game, not that much to ask for. They got to play good small ball tonight. Get back to that, because 4 runs has given you an 800 win percentage.
Well, there you go. The Stompers' magic numbers set up in that dugout should be 4 runs. That's how many they need to take down the Menlo Park Legends. We'll have the first pitch between Sonoma and Menlo Park when we return on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network. Lineups have been announced and anthems been sung, and we're just about set for some CCL North action here on a Saturday night at Arnold Field in Sonoma, California. The Stompers are 9-7. They're matched by the Menlo Park Legends 6-6. Nick Santavagna, 6'3", 195 pounds, a righty out of Orange, California, at the California State University Northridge last season. He had 9 appearances, 1 start, a 9.75 ERA over 12 innings pitched. In 2025 for the Stompers, 2 starts. They've totaled 9 innings, and he's allowed just 1 run. 4 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 1 walk. There's a fastball, a slider, and a changeup. He tops out at 92. And he now faces the Menlo Park Legends for a second time. He went 5 innings of 1-run ball, earning the victory last Sunday. He faces this lineup as announced by Nick Sanziri, the head coach of the Legends. The right fielder, Isaiah Landry, leads off, followed by the center fielder, TJ Schmalze, and the shortstop, James Bowes, hits third. The catcher, Will Robbins, cleans up. The first baseman, Will Anderson, hits fifth, and the left fielder, Quincy Villa, hits sixth. The DH, Dane Most, 7th. 8th is Carter Bleeker, the third baseman, and Emilio Feliciano is the second baseman, rounds out the 9 against Santavagnes. And Nick, he's the Stompers stopper this season. Both starts have been after losses, and he's put them right back in the win column. He looks to do the same tonight against Menlo Park. In left field, he'll have Nick Sebastiani. In center field, Landon Akers. And in right field, Brady Shannon, hoping to see all 9 innings today after being ejected yesterday in the 5th. Anthony Shepler and Colton Boardman on the left side of the infield. McCann, Libby, and Trent Keys on the right side. Esteban Sepulveda, the new man headed to University of UCR, that's University of California, Riverside, made his commitment today, leaving Pepperdine after a season there. He has the catching duties today for Santavagnes. The tall righty has Landry, Schmalze, and James Bowes. That's who he has to deal with in the first. Righty on righty.
Right fielder number 32, Isaiah Landry.
Landry was in the 9 spot when we saw him last weekend. He's all the way up in the leadoff spot tonight, hitting a .188. Santavagnes is ready, Landry is ready, and the first pitch is a called strike 1 over the outside corner. It's 75 degrees and sunny at 6:15 here in Sonoma County. Nick winds and delivers. Same spot, same call. Matt Bolus has called the first 2 pitches strikes, and Landry is yet to take the bat off his shoulder. It's 0-2.
And a great start for Santavagnes there. Just pound the zone, throw strikes.
Landry went 1 for 2 against Santavagnes in last weekend's games. He's behind 0-2 here today. Santavagnes gets the sign he likes and delivers. He went back to the fastball, 92 miles an hour, a tick up today, and it's off the corner. Landry at 270 on base percentage, 2 RBIs. He won't get any here as he strikes out swinging. Gets him on the slider that just tails away from the righty. And the first out of the ball game is a strikeout of Landry. And that brings up TJ Schmalze.
And his first time through the lineup, we've seen a lot of fastball, slider, and then the changeup comes more into play. Second time through the lineup, look for a lot of fastball early.
Yeah, in his out-of-league appearance, Santavagnes really struggled the second time through. He's cleaned that up in his league outings, and that one's 91 off the corner, 1 ball and no strikes. Fastball is a lot firmer today than it has been in the past. He's sitting 90 so far. That one is 90 again and fouled back. It's a tick up from where it usually is on the average fastball. Schmalze plays his college ball at Fairfield College. He's in a 1-1 battle, just getting started, top of the first, no score. The pitch is grounded foul down the third base line and kicks into the corner. Santavagnes ahead 1-2. That was the slider again. It's majority fastball slider. As you mentioned, the changeup really only tries it later in his outings. Santavanez' 1-2 pitch. Fastball 91, fouled off Sepulveda, and the count holds at a ball and 2 strikes. Schmalzi, a 280 hitter, a triple, a home run. He had 4 RBIs in last weekend's 4-game set.
And the changeup from Santavanez is not a bad pitch at all. It's a really solid changeup. He just doesn't introduce it first time through, probably trying to give a truly new look second time through so they can't sit fastball and spit on the slider the whole second series of at-bats.
Santavanez' 1-2 to Schmalzi is outside and low. It's the same pitch that he struck out Landry on, but no bite from Schmalzi, and the count's now 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Popped up foul again. A good battle brewing between these two. Pitch number 8 of the at-bat coming. That's the second changeup that we've seen this at-bat. That one was at 85. Two balls, 2 strikes. Santavanez delivers. Ring him up at the knees at 91. Back-to-back strikeouts to open up the ball game for Nick Santavanez.
Yeah, you can't ask for a better start there. Some contact, but pretty limited.
Shortstop number 77, James Bowes.
That brings up James Bowes. He homered twice against Sonoma. That was last Thursday in a game the Stompers would eventually win on a Connor Pulowski walk-off single. That one misses low. First pitch, breaker there. It's 1-0. Beg your pardon, that was last Friday. And the Stompers lost last Saturday and swept the doubleheader Sunday against Menlo Park. In Menlo Park. The 1-0 is low, 2-0. Bowes, another man that's just committed out of the portal. He goes from LMU to Santa Clara University. So getting back in the area, he takes low, 2-1. Bowes sporting the very high socks for the Legends, wearing their road black uniforms. The Stompers in the home whites. Santavanez way behind, 3-0. Pours that one in there, took something off at 89, and the count's 3-1. Santavanez with the high set, rocks and delivers. That one's hit to second, right at McCann Libby. Easy play, and throws him out at first. 1, 2, 3, go the Legends, with the Stompers coming up in a scoreless game in the last of the first. Quinn Robertson gets the ball for Nick Sanziri, trying to get his squad a 3-game winning streak. They've won the last 2 and are playing to get above 500. Robertson is 6'1", 205-pound righty out of Scottsdale. And a 19-year-old pitched at South Mountain Community College down in Phoenix. 11 appearances there. He gave up 18 earned runs in 17 innings pitched. He's given up just 3 earned runs in 8.1 innings pitched, and that was against Sonoma back on the 14th of June, exactly 1 week ago. That was the one that the Legends took home the victory. Colton Boardman, the shortstop, leads off, followed by the left fielder Nick Sebastiani and the center fielder Landon Akers. The second baseman McCann Libby cleans up, followed by the right fielder Brady Shannon and the DH today Connor Pulowski. The first baseman Trent Keys, the catcher Esteban Sepulveda, and the third baseman Anthony Shepler round out the 9 for Zach Pace. He's assisted by Kenny Mimerstorff. His hitting coach is Paul Madarena. Dave Hoke has the third base coaching duties, also does a lot of the infield work with his guys. Jacoby Heyer at first base and Mike Nunez, the pitching coach. Boardman, a left-handed hitter. He's the closest guy to that 300 mark in the Stomper order. 288 average, 431 on base. Left-handed hitter out of Cal State University Northridge. 0 for 4 in yesterday's contest. Righty on lefty, Robertson takes a deep breath. A slow motion kick steals. Boardman takes a called strike, 81 miles an hour. We're not going to see a lot of velocity today from Robertson. He walks a lot of guys, doesn't strike out a lot of guys, but the batting average against is low. He induces weak contact. Boardman swings and misses. They counts 0-2. Hitting room in right center field for Boardman. The left-handed hitter swings and misses. He's down on 3 pitches to start the ballgame. Quinn Robertson gets the strikeout. That's just his 4th strikeout of the season.
Left fielder, number 6, Nick Sebastiani.
Stompers didn't strike out in their 2 and a third innings against him last week. We'll see what they do in a second look. Brings up Nick Sebastiani. Shortstop in the hole, and that one's in there. 4 consecutive pitches in the zone to open up the outing by Quinn Robertson. Nick Sebastiani is kind of the only Stomper going. He has a hit in 6 of his last 7 appearances. Here, he hits a slow bouncing ball towards second. Charging is Feliciano. Glove flip just in time. Emilio Feliciano, the second baseman, decided to go with the glove flip and just got him. Sebastiani hustling up the line.
And had he tried to make the transfer, he probably wouldn't have had it. They only beat Sebastiani by about half a step. A nice heads-up play there from Feliciano.
Akers.
That brings in Landon Akers, who had 3 hits on Thursday. It was cooled off by Arroyo Seco pitching yesterday. That one's low outside, 1-0. Had a nice day against Philippines baseball group. They play in San Francisco today. Arroyo Seco took care of business. Very different than last night. They scored 16 runs in a 12-run victory over Walnut Creek. 1-0 in there, 1-1 here. So this is a big one. The Stompers have chance to gain ground on the first place Crawdads before they open up a 3-game set with Walnut Creek. That's tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday. 1-1. Akers sends this one to right center. Landry cutting over, and he gets there to make the catch. So Akers goes the other way, but it finds the glove of the right fielder, Landry. 1, 2, 3 go the Stomps. 6 up, 6 down as we head to the second. It's the heart of the order. That's what happens when you put them down 1, 2, 3 in the first. Will Robbins, Will Anderson, and Quincy Villa. Righty, lefty, righty. Santavanez comes home and misses up and outside. Close pitch from Santavanez. He's behind 1-0 to Will Robbins. The Princeton Tiger digs in from the right side and takes a called strike one. Went 3 for 14 against Sonoma. I mean, we were already getting to the point. These teams have faced each other a lot. 1-1. Same spot, same call, but this time it was the slider, and the count's 1-2.
And he started 3 of his 4 batters faced fastball, fastball, slider. The one that he didn't go slider, third pitch was the 2-0 count.
And he goes back to the fastball, struck him out swinging. 90 miles per hour, top of the zone, the third K for Nick Santavanez. And this is what Nick does. He strikes out 7 of the 9 hitters the first time through the order. He's done that once, and then he struck out 6 of the 9 first time through the order last time. The only issue there is the pitch count can get on you in a hurry. He's at 19 pitches through 4 hitters. Righty on lefty now against Anderson, and it's upstairs. 89 with the fastball. A little amped in the first inning. Everything was 90-91. It's back to 90-89 here in the second. Working quickly and delivering right down the middle, 90 miles an hour. Will Anderson couldn't get the bat off his shoulder. It's not something we usually see from him. He had 446 with a 545 on base percentage at Ohlone College last year. And that wasn't in nothing run. He had 79 hits. He was something like 79 for 190. 802 slug. 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. That's a fastball, 91 bottom of the zone. That's a very tough pitch to hit if Santavanez can put it there again. He shakes off Sepulveda once. Now finds the one he likes and comes home. He wanted the changeup, and he missed low. The count runs full 3-2. Strikeout, strikeout, ground out, strikeout. That's how he's retired the first 4 of the ball game. Delivers the payoff to Anderson. Low, ball 4. Nice take from Anderson, and the first base runner of the contest comes via a 1-out walk in the top of the second inning.
Left fielder, number 3.
That's a good approach from Anderson, patient at the plate, not pressing to put the ball in play or get a big hit off of Santavanez, able to work a walk.
Looking to turn the double play on Villa. Anderson leads off first base, held on by Keys, not running. First pitch slider off the corner, 1 ball and no strikes. That one's in there. That's a slider again. Maybe. I think Quincy Villa wants that one back. That's a slider that just sort of sat top third of the zone. Could have turned on that one.
That's a very hittable pitch.
1 ball and 1 strike. Santavanez got away with the 1-0. His 1-1 is over the black of the outside corner, and the count's 1-2. That's a tough sequence. You see 78, sort of just a hanging slider, and then Nick says, okay, I'm going to go back to the heater, and no chance for Villa. 1-2 pitch. Struck him out swinging. Challenge fastball. Nick Santavanez says, here it is. It's 90 miles an hour. It's the inner third of the zone. Quincy Villa can't catch up. 4 strikeouts now for Nick Santavanez.
And I believe 3 of them have been put away on fastballs. The one slider was the first one to Isaiah Landry.
Dane Most was the walk-off hero on Thursday. Menlo Park walked off San Francisco. He takes a first pitch slider, top of the zone. That's a sharper one, though. It's 0-1. And he had one of the most boring walk-off hits you could have, a sacrifice fly to right field, but it did the job and got the Legends back to the 500 mark on the season. 0-1. Swinging and fouled into the glove of Sepulveda 0-2. And now Santavanez can toy with him however he likes. No balls and 2 strikes. Anderson still off first base. He walked. Mo slightly open stance from the left side. Santavanez pitches, and the appeal to first base, he did not. Strong forearms from Dane Mose to keep the inning alive. Gary Frieders at first base said no swing. I'm not so sure. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, struck him out the pitch later. He decided to do it on the slider. 5 strikeouts through 2 innings for Nick Santavanez. Stompers get the bats going in the last of the second. We're scoreless on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network. McCann Libby, Brady Shannon, and Connor Pulowski will be the 3 to bat in the second inning. Nick Santavanez tosses up a 0, as Stomper pitching's been doing a lot recently. This one's popped up very high in the air on the right side of the infield. It's the second baseman, Feliciano, who backpedals to make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's the first pitch swing from Sonoma today.
Right fielder number 37, Brady Shannon.
First one to Brady is in there for a called strike. Shannon was ejected in yesterday's ball game, arguing balls and strikes. and not a guy you want to play with his eye. He leads the team in walks, also leads the team in strikeouts. The pitch is hit a mile high into very shallow left field. It's James Bose, the shortstop, who wants it and snags it. 2 pop-ups and 2 quick outs. That brings up Connor Pulowski. Connor had his breakout game of the season last week against this team. He finished that series 4 for 10 with 4 RBIs. That RBI number has now reached 10 for Connor. Right on right, Robertson to Pulowski. Curveball called strike, bottom of the zone, says Matt Bolus. Our TrackMan system says below the zone. But Connor Pulowski, the only thing you say, I want that one too when I'm behind the plate. The 0-1. High and tight, 80 miles an hour. The count's 1-1.
Pulaski had a great series against the Legends. Gonna look to continue that here, and maybe they're thinking about it in the back of the head. This is the guy that hurt us. Don't let him do it again.
Or waggles the bat behind his head, digs in from the right side. The 1-1 is inside corner, called strike, 80 miles an hour. That one, that's inner third. You want Pulaski to get around that thing and just yank it down that line. The left fielder, Villa, playing off the line in left. Landry playing very, very deep and off the line in right. Pulowski takes outside. Nice take from Connor. Here's a guy that walks more than he strike out. 8 walks, 6 Ks so far for Pulowski. Another guy. Good eye. The Stompers pride themselves on that approach. That one's low outside again, and he's battled a 3-2 count. Trent Keys, who was hit 4 times by these Menlo Park Legends last weekend, is on deck. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Robertson to Pulowski is lined towards left field. Villa comes on and has to play it on a hop. Pulowski serves a single into left. One skips in front of Villa, and that brings up Trent Keys, a left-handed hitter who's 2 for 19 this season. That's good for a 105 average, but he has 9 walks and 9 hit by pitches, which is good for a 541 on base percentage. We'll see if the lefty can get things going for Sonoma. Pulowski from first. Keys takes low. Nice block by Will Robbins behind the plate.
Yeah, Keys been a really tough guy to not put on base. Really scrappy at the dish. Not afraid to take a pitch, although you got to imagine it's getting old at this point.
A check on Pulowski. The pickoff throw just hit him, so he's back safely. Keys was hit 3 times on Friday night by Menlo Park pitching, and then hit once on Sunday. That was a day where the Stompers hitters were hit 9 times. Keys takes a called strike, and now that's an adjustment you have to make if you're Sonoma. Matt Bullis is giving the call on the bottom of the zone. At the bottom of the zone, beg your pardon.
And that should favor both these pitchers, 2 guys who like to pitch low and roll ground balls.
1-1 to Keys. Trent takes outside 2-1. He had another solid season at Los Medanos College, a D1 bounce back from San Jose State. Esteban Sepulveda, man who knows the transfer portal himself, waits on deck. Keys looks to extend the inning, and he takes outside 3-1. And after 5 very quick outs to start the ball game, Connor Pulowski battled from down 1-2 to draw a walk, and now Trent Keys is ahead. 3 balls and 1 strike. Hitters count for Trent. Robertson sets at the belt, checks first, checks again, and comes home. Keys fouls it down the left field line. So a payoff coming to Keys, which means Pulowski will be running off first base on the 3-2. There he goes, and Keys takes outside ball 4. Trent Keys does what he does best, and that's reach base. Stompers are set up, a little 2-out rally, first and second. 2 outs for Esteban Sepulveda.
Yeah, Yeah, Key's not, the guy that jumps off the page at you with just a 105 batting average, but if he's getting on base at the rate he is, you can't help but put him in the lineup.
Sepulveda was struggling mightily coming into today. 1 for his last 19. Today, he announces that he's out of the transfer portal. He's going to UC Irvine. Maybe that change of school will change his luck at the plate. UC Riverside, beg your pardon, as that one drops in there. First pitch breaking ball for a called strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch coming to Sepulveda, right on right against Robertson. Esteban pops it foul up over our heads, and the count's no balls and 2 strikes. He has to battle from behind. Anthony Shepler, the 9-hitter, on deck. Pulowski from second, he singled. Keys from first, he walked. Scoreless game, bottom of inning number 2. The 0-2 with 2 on and 2 out from Robertson to Sepulveda is bounced foul up over the visitor dugout down the third baseline, and we'll do it again from 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Robertson working very slowly with the runners aboard. 1 check on second, 2 checks on second, and the pitch home stays high. Curveball. A big hook. Started high and stayed high. So now it's 1-2. Robertson was working very quickly with the bases empty. His pace is slowed drastically with runners aboard, and Sepulveda takes a fastball. That one also up above the zone. The count's 2-2.
And a couple great takes from Sepulveda here with 2 strikes.
Yeah, Robertson had 2 strikes on Pulowski. He was ready to get out of this inning on 17 pitches. All of a sudden, he's about to deliver his 29th. And it hits Sepulveda. The Stompers have loaded the bases for Anthony Shepler. Libby popped out. Shannon popped out. And then Pulowski singled. Keys walked. Sepulveda was hit by the pitch. And it brings up Anthony Shepler. Bases full of Stompers, scoreless in the second. The second baseman, Feliciano, shaded into the 4-hole, 2 steps towards first. Shepler swings first pitch and grounds it to Bose, who sets his feet and throws to first in time to get Shepler, and the inning is over. The Stompers do not score on 1 hit, and they leave them loaded. We head to inning number 3, still scoreless on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network. 8, 9, and 1
Now batting,
slated
our
against
batter tonight, number 6,
Nick Santavanez. That's
Bleeker.
Carter Bleeker, Emilio Feliciano, and then back to the top. 5 strikeouts through 2 innings. His first one to Bleeker. Challenge fastball again, and Bleeker was very late. Santavanez drops that foot and delivers off the glove of Sepulveda. It was outside anyway. The count's 1-1. Ball boy hit the deck trying to make that play as it kicked towards the Stomper dugout down the first base line.
Gotta appreciate the hustle.
1-1, low, 2-1. I want to be a bad boy. He can trade jobs with me for the day. I don't know if I would have done better on that play, though. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Santavanez has been filthy so far. That's a fastball 89, top of the zone. And Bleeker was late and swung under it. Even stance from the right side. 2-2. Struck him out swinging. High fastball. 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, a great sequence from Santavanez there. A count that we've seen him go slider quite a bit because he's got a pitch to burn, but instead just challenge fastball high and in, and Bleeker was tempted by it but couldn't catch up.
Emilio Feliciano, the 9-hitter, takes a fastball off the corner. 1 ball and no strikes. Feliciano 1 for 7. That 1 hit was a double. He also has struck out, and he swings and misses. The count's 1-1. Isaiah Landry, the leadoff man, waits on deck. You guessed he was a strikeout victim his first time through. 1-1 offer from Santavanez. Swing and a miss. Fastball again, this time at 88.
Reminder, thanks to Carter Bleeker, beer is now half off for the remainder of the inning.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Santavanez cruising along here in inning number 3. The righty gets the sign he likes from Sepulveda and delivers. Lined hard but foul down the right field line. The count holds at 1-2. Feliciano doing a good job of battling. College of San Mateo Bulldog. We saw him talking to Kieran Baker before the game. They play together. 1-2 is fouled at home plate, and that got a lot of Esteban Sepulveda. He's down in pain. I think it got him on the forearm, and Sepulveda is writhing on the ground behind home plate right now. Zach Pace and the athletic trainer Ali are out to talk to him, and he's still down at home plate. He is joined by Santavanez, Pace, and the Stompers athletic staff there as well. You hope Esteban's okay. Just a foul ball from Landry that got a big chunk of Sepulveda. I beg your pardon, Feliciano fouled that ball. And he's still on the ground. You hope he can stay in this ball game. Connor Pulowski is one of the catchers available. He's in the DH role today, and then Luke Duncan is slated to pitch out of the bullpen later, but he could be forced into duty as a catcher today. We'll see. The hope still is that Sepulveda can stay in this ball game, and he's still just looking at the ground in pain. He hasn't even spoken with Zach or Ali yet. They're asking Matt Bolus what happened. We'll step aside as this injury delay with 1 out in the 3rd. We'll come back with the conclusion of this 3rd inning after this. Back to baseball here in Sonoma. Esteban Sepulveda has left the ball game. We'll get any news on him that we can, but he was in a significant amount of pain on the ground for about 7 minutes before helped off the field. Connor Pulowski is the new catcher, and the first pitch he receives is less than a half ball's worth off the corner. That counts 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Santavanez to Feliciano, and he struck him out. So the change in catcher doesn't matter. No matter the battery, Nick Savanez will be striking out. He strikes out 7 of the first 9. It's the second time he's done that this season, and that flips the order to Isaiah Landry, who struck out to open up the ball game. And we'll go figure it out with the umpiring crew after this inning, but Pulowski, the designated hitter, has substituted in for Sepulveda, which must mean that Sonoma loses their right to a DH, but there could be a situation where you can double switch with your DH spot. I'm not exactly sure. We'll ask Matt Bullis, the home plate umpire, after this inning concludes, which could be very soon, as it's 1 ball and 1 strike on Landry with 2 outs and nobody aboard in the third. Just to recap, Santavanez has given up just 1 walk as he pitches with 2 outs here in the third. That one is outside. An appeal to first base. We're just not going to get a call, so I assume he did not swing. And the count's 2-1 to Landry. This is where Santavanez needs to bear down 2nd time through, and he's behind 3 balls and 1 strike to Landry. TJ Schmalzi on deck. The Stompers loaded the bases in the bottom of the 2nd inning. All 3 base runners arrived with 2 outs, and Anthony Shepler grounded out to shortstop to end that inning. 3-1 outside, yanked it to the screen. And it's the 2nd walk allowed. Maybe the long layoff did get to Santavanez a little bit. It's TJ Schmalzi's turn.
And we've seen the consistent miss from Santavanez tonight be outside. He's riding the outside edge pretty frequently, except usually a fastball on the hands, but pulled several into the left-handed batter's box. Needs to adjust that, or the Legends are going to sit.
First pitch, he yanked it again, and the last 3 fastballs have gone to the glove side for Santavanez, and he's now battling from behind 1-0. Schmalzi struck out looking. It's the only one of the 7 that haven't been swinging. He hits a high chopper to Shepler, leaps up, gloves, sets, throws, high, Keys snags it, and the inning is over. No runs, a walk, 1 left. Long 3rd inning ends in just 4 hitters. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning of play with the Stompers and the Legends in a scoreless game. Colton Boardman will hit in the leadoff spot here in the third inning of a scoreless game. He'll be followed by Nick Sebastiani and Landon Akers. Stompers and the Legends here on a Saturday evening. The lefty Boardman takes a called strike one. Colton's having a bit of a cold stretch for Colton Boardman standards, not really for everybody else. He hasn't gotten a hit since back in slow. That was the third inning of the game on Wednesday, and here he pops it up into left field, and he was visibly upset with himself as it lands in the glove of Quincy Villa. The Stompers have been retired to lead off the inning now 3 innings in a row.
Cold spell for Boardman, just uncharacteristic of him. We usually talked about, through the early stretch, he'd be 0 for 2 start of day, and 3 and 4 would be hits, but now 0 for his last 6, not a great stretch.
First pitch inside to Sebastiani, almost hits him. The Legends pitchers love to try and throw inside, and they didn't have a lot of success over the weekend. The hit by pitch numbers were over 4 almost every single game that series. Shepler was hit 5 times, and Boardman was hit 4 times in that Saturday doubleheader. 2-0. Called strike 2-1. And with that substitution we were talking about last inning, the Stompers will need to hit their pitcher, but Nick Santavanez was a two-way guy at California State University Northridge. I'll pull up his hitting numbers right now. He's listed as first baseman / right-handed pitcher. Two home. Low 3-2. Good work by Nick Sebastiani. He's worked himself a full count. Three-two. Bounced foul. He got the curveball. That's a good protect swing on 3-2, and he stays alive. Santavanez did hit in high school as El Moderna Male Athlete of the Year and Team MVP, and that honor means a lot. It was a high school that Freddie Freeman attended down in Orange County. 3-2 is hit hard but foul down the left field line. Sebastiani gave it a ride, but it was well wide of the foul line. Although he does list his favorite athlete as Shohei Ohtani. I feel like that was a missed opportunity there. 3-2. Curveball drops in there for a called strike 3. That's a nice pitch.
Great front door curve there from Robertson. A tough look for Nick Sebastiani, a pitch you really can't do anything with.
Brings up Landon Akers. The Stompers have only produced in the bottom third of their lineup so far. Connor Pulowski has the only hit. Akers sees that curveball drop inside. It wasn't like it didn't even look front door. It sort of drifted around and ended up inside. It didn't start at the front hip and snap like he probably wanted it to. The 1-0. Akers gets a fastball and lines it into left field, a base hit. Picked by Quincy Villa, the second knock for Sonoma. It's a hard hit baseball off the bat of Landon Akers. The Stompers aim to start yet another 2-out rally. McCann Libby shot with 1 on.
Number 49, second base, McCann Libby.
Right on right, Robertson and Libby. Akers tied for the team lead with 7 steals, doesn't run, and it's in there for a called strike. I know the Stompers aren't a huge fan of swing first pitch, but that was a fastball at 81 miles an hour right down the middle. And McCann Libby is a guy you want to let unload one. 0-1. Outside corner now. 0-2. He's gone fastball middle away. You think he takes it off the corner and tries to get the swing and miss after 2 takes?
Yeah, might start an off-speed pitch, middle or outside edge, work it away, try to induce a swing.
He shakes off once, now comes home. It's a fastball, it's low, and Landon Akers steals second. It's a good jump by Landon. His 8th stolen base. He's now all by his lonesome atop the steals list. Colton Boardman and Nick Sebastiani hot on his tails with 7 apiece. The 1-2. Curveball lined foul towards the Stomper dugout. Danger is right. My goodness, that was a line drive the opposite way, and could have caught a lot of somebody in that dugout. Just kicked away, though. Libby battling. He's behind in the count 1-2. Lots of hitting room on the right side of the infield. The second baseman, Feliciano, shaded up the middle. Akers takes 1 step extra on his leadoff second. Robertson looks back again, and comes home. Libby takes low, 2-2. And the Stompers today have done a great job of battling with 2 strikes.
Yeah, the 2-strike approach has been patient, but aware of the zone, not letting him put anything on an outside edge, get the backwards K. We saw the pitch to Nick Sebastiani just a batter ago, but that was a great pitch and a tough one to put a swing on or take.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch to Libby is sent towards shallow right center field, sinking fast, coming over as Schmalzy. He won't make the play. Akers scores easily from second. It's an RBI single for McCann Libby. He tacks on to his Ribby lead on the ball club. It's his 12th of the season.
And that's just a great piece of not only 2-out hitting, but 2-strike hitting and a runner in scoring position with both of those stats. A great little blooper into right center field, a ball that no one's going to get to, and just took it back where it was pitched. That's a great stroke from McCann Libby.
Goes to the opposite field, right on right, takes what it gave him. That's 81, bottom corner of the zone, and he just waited back and served it into right center field. And Isaiah Landry is playing at the wall out there. First pitch, curveball drops, and he never had a play on that baseball. The center fielder, Schmalzy, there was a second, but it dropped 2 bounces in front of him. 1-0 Stompers in the 3rd. A couple of 2-out singles from the heart of the lineup. Shannon looks to add a big blow. Starts his swing, doesn't go, and that was a called strike. A good couple inches below the zone, and Brady Shannon was ejected arguing a pitch like that yesterday, and he took a long step out to regroup after the umpires have been unkind to the Stomper right fielder. He takes inside.
And Shannon broke his bat last night before being ejected. That's just a terrible night. But he's got a brand new one out here. Nice baby blue piece of lumber, looking to do some damage with it here. And what you've got to imagine is a very, very careful 2-strike approach.
Yeah, it's been a trying couple days for Shannon, to say the least. 1-2. There's a curveball that hits him in the helmet, and that's not adding to what's been a tough couple nights. That's just a curveball, 70, didn't break and hit him on the helmet. He looks more annoyed than injured as he flips his bat and heads towards first base. The Stompers have a chance to open up a little bit of a lead here, 2-on for Connor Pulowski.
And someone's got to go give Brady a hug or something after this ball game.
Yeah.
Broke a bat down in San Luis Obispo. Broke one last night, was ejected, now hit by a pitch. That's just a terrible week.
Hit in the helmet, too. It was scary. Even if it doesn't hurt, that's where you have the most padding. But jarring.
Number 9, Connor Pulowski.
Stompers continue to get hit a lot by these Menlo Park pitchers. Sepulveda has one and Shannon has one. Esteban out of the ball game now after getting hit with a foul ball behind the plate. This man, Connor Pulowski, started the game at DH. He's now the catcher, and Trent Keys is on deck. And then we'll see what happens. Pulaski bounces it up the middle. Gloved by Bose, and he throws out Pulowski. The inning is over. The Stompers get a run on 2 hits and leave 2. Roman Raffelli takes over on play-by-play when we return for the 4th. Sonoma 1, Menlo Park nothing. You're watching Stompers Baseball on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network.
James Bose leading off for the Legends here in the top of the 4th. Nick Santavanez, very good through his first 3, struck out 7. This one hit sharply up the middle. Corton Boardman can't get there. It's a leadoff single from James Bose. A great piece of hitting there. The first leadoff runner to reach for the Legends. They'll look to get him around and tie this ball game back at 1. Stompers manufactured a bit of a 2-out rally in the bottom of the 3rd. Landon Akers single, stolen base, and then he scored on the McCann Libby single. Bunt showed, picked back to first nearly in time, but safe is Bose. Will Robbins at the plate, struck out in the 2nd, entered today 8 RBIs and a .256 batting average, hitting cleanup for the Legends. A pick back from Santavanez. He slipped down the mound. Still able to deliver the throw accurately. We saw an errant throw last night from Stomper pitching that eventually scored the lone run of the ball game. The 1-0 in for a strike, 88 high middle.
No today for Santavanez. He seems like a guy who could do it, though, or at least give him like 6.
He's got the strikeout stuff. He pitches to contact, lets the defense work. This one hit softly back at him. He's going to look 2, but go to first for the easy out. A bit of a swinging bunt for Will Robbins. The putout goes 1-3, and Bose is on second. Brings up Will Anderson. He walked. That was the first base runner of the ball game. That was back in the 2nd.
Perfect firewood pitch there, bearing in on the hands. Cracked his bat, and Santavanez almost came in and caught it on the fly and had a double-up opportunity. Instead, he goes the short way to first.
So have a meeting with Connor Pulowski. The first full inning of Pulowski behind the dish. If you're just joining us, Esteban Sepulveda hit with a foul ball, had to leave the ball game back in the bottom of the 3rd. Stompers sure hope he is all right. One of the two primary catchers splits time with Pulowski. First pitch, swing and a miss from Anderson. 0-1 to the lefty. 6 hits, now 5 walks on the season, but 10 strikeouts.
First pitch slider there and a nice one.
0-1, swing and a miss. Nice two-seam fastball rode away from the plate. Now quickly ahead, 0-2.
Go get him. You're ahead 0-2. You walked him the first time, so obviously Santavanez a little cautious with Anderson. It's a good time to go trust your stuff.
The 0-2 misses outside and high.
Go back to the slider.
You could try to bury it back foot here. Started over the plate, but diving at the hitter. The 1-2 went slider and got the swing. It's the 8th strikeout for Nick Santavanez.
Yeah, he started it away, and Will Anderson thought it was going to come back to the plate. It didn't. Wasn't back foot, but it did the job.
That's a great sequence from Santavanez. We've seen him vary the sequence much more throughout the second and third time of the lineup. He didn't in his first start and got burnt, but has made the adjustment with pitching coach Mike Nunez and been very good after that. First pitch to Villa, hit off the handle of the bat to McCann Libby. Quick toss over in time, beat Quincy Villa by about half a step. It's 4-3 to end the inning. A leadoff single from James Bowes leaves him at second base. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th here on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network. Thanks for joining us here on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network. If you're with us, you'll see a special treat here in the bottom of the 4th. Trent Keys leads it off, but Nick Santavanez, the starting pitcher for the Stompers, slated to swing at second here in the 4th. Keys at the plate. He walked. No surprise there. First pitch fouled back. Santavanez slated to hit after Esteban Sepulveda had to leave this ball game, and that happened because Connor Pulowski, the DH, went into the catching slot, which means the pitcher has to hit. 0-1 to Keys, misses low. In a baseball world that the DH is completely taken over, a fun little oddity here in Arnold.
But these guys are close enough to their high school days, I think.
A hard ground ball from Keys right at Bose. Fields throws and gets the first out of the inning.
Yeah, Santavanez hit .352 with 19 RBIs and 30 hits as a senior in high school. He did not take an at-bat last year.
So he will take the box as a lefty. He's a righty on the bump. Taking him back to his high school days and likely borrowing the bat of a teammate. We're in for a special one here. First pitch, fastball out.
Good take. That's a pitcher's eye right there. He knows what's getting called. He knows what's not getting called.
And this might even give him a bit of leverage moving forward. He's seen the zone as a batter now. Second pitch in there for a strike. One and one, pitcher on pitcher. And outside now 2-1.
Remember, like, the last year that the pitchers still hit, the manager would just give up on the at-bat, and they would say, stand there with the bat on your shoulder and hope he misses with 4 out of the first 7.
2-1, cut on and missed. I'll tell you what, not a bad-looking cut from Santavanez, but now 2-2, he's going to have to battle.
It's easy. He was a first baseman in high school. It's a power position on the diamond.
The 2-2, fouled back. He'll see another.
Good battle there.
Nice defensive hack from.
He knows the zone.
That's a great defensive hack. Looking to extend this one here. And if you're Quinn Robertson on the bump, you got to be ticked here. Of course, the one time you're going to face a pitcher in the box, he's a guy who hit just a couple of years ago and solid with the bat in his hand. The 2-2, cut on and missed. Santavanez goes down swinging. And really, he's in a win-win situation here. You strike out, I'm a pitcher anyways, and if he were to put one in play, even get a hit, it's, oh, hey, look, I'm pitched on the bump, got 7 Ks to my first 9, and then I threw one out there for a single.
Yeah, couldn't help his own cause there.
It's the 3rd strikeout for Robertson. Brings up Anthony Shepler. First pitch outside and low.
You'd think he probably doesn't get another trip. Maybe a big rally here. The Stompers rallies all come with 2 outs today.
Shepler fouls back the second pitch he sees, 1-1. Now with 2 outs, the first batter has gotten on base every time. It was a single from Connor Pulowski in the second, and then a single from Landon Akers in the third. Out one misses outside, 1-2 to Shepler, who's struggled as of late. 14 strikeouts to 7 hits entering today's ball game. The average dipped into the hundreds, 189. The 2-1 popped up towards the third base line. It's Bleeker coming on, and it does not find the glove. Bleeker lost it in the sky, and it falls just to his left. Shepler, a second life.
New lease on life. What are you going to do with it? Shepler, 0 for his last 8, 5 of them strikeouts. This is a gift he's been given by Carter Bleeker. A nice time to, get something going. Get a walk. And even though Santavanez hits for himself, there's action behind him. It's a righty in the bullpen.
So it's 2-2 to Shepler with 2 outs. Robertson winds, delivers, fouled back. 1-0 in favor of the hometown Stompers. The 2-2 fouled back again. Shepler making the most of the second life. Much like we saw Aaron Judge a night or so ago, he got a second opportunity on what was ruled a foul tip, but wasn't squeezed, and the replay didn't show a lot of contact, but you can't argue balls and strikes. Hit a double to left the next pitch. Shepler looking to do the same. The 2-2 fouled back again.
High praise. I mean, I know he was recruited to Ohio State out of high school, but Aaron Judge is putting together the best right-handed hitting season ever.
Not praise, just similar situations. You know, good ball sees good ball. The 2-2 fouled back once again. And this the 10th pitch of the at-bat. Excuse me, the 9th pitch of the at-bat coming to Shepler. Robertson winds and delivers. Swing and a miss. He gets Shepler on the 10th. So not the ideal 2-out at-bat, but he saw some pitches. It's a quality one, and we'll head to the 5th. A quality one here at Arnold. 1-0 in favor of the Stompers. We'll be right back. We're through for the Stompers, a 1-0 lead over the Legends. They'll have 7, 8, 9 due up. That's Dane Most, the DH, Carter Bleeker, and Emilio Feliciano. Santavania is back on the bump after taking the box in the bottom of the 4th. He gets a first pitch swinging strike.
First pitch changeup to start the inning. Santi's done a nice job of mixing things up.
Wines delivers a fastball there, low in the zone, called a strike now, 0-2. Santavanias has been at his best when he's able to vary the pitch sequence, keep the hitter off balance. He's done just that tonight. The 0-2 outside. The 1-2 hit hard to Shepler at third. It bounces off the glove. Leadoff runners aboard on the air.
Just ate him up. Second time we've seen that with Shep. You either have to charge that ball or go back and try and play the high hop. He tried to pick the in-betweener, and it did not go his way.
Kicked up towards his glove hand elbow and just shot into left field. Most now on first. Bunt shown by Bleeker. They pick back to first. Nearly got him. A great throw from Pulowski to Keys.
Hard swipe tag, I think, got him in the helmet.
It's 1-0 to Bleeker. He struck out in the third for that pitch. Misses low.
Hey kids, if you want to race a stomper, meet me at the left field foul pole right now.
Now 2-0 to Bleeker, Most on first. Bleeker shows bunt early, pulls it back, not called a strike. Now 3-0.
3 close pitches, and that error not doing him any favors now.
The 3-0 in for a strike. You're not going to show bunt 3-0. Be interesting to see if he shows it here. (3-1) in for strike number 2. No swing, no bunt. Just like that, Santibanez out of the 3-0 hole. It's a full count.
This is a big pitch. You have the 9-hitter and then back to the top. You've battled back from 3-0. You have to challenge.
Payoff pitch. No swing, strike 3. He was up 3-0, watched 3 fastballs in the zone. A great job working from behind from Santibanez, his 9th strikeout.
Now batting, second base, number 0, Emilio Feliciano.
It's a good. So I was the beer batter pick today. I'm 2 for 2.
First pitch fouled off from Feliciano.
Thank you, Carter Bleeker, because beers are half off again.
That's
for
a
the
great
remainder of
pick.
the inning.
I've been struggling lately, had a rough 2 days, so got replaced, but
Yeah, and I'm not giving up that job
No.
anytime soon.
all for the fans. Get them their beer. 0-1, Most fakes it in a high foul ball to left.
This is a day where you miss Max Handren, both his defense at third, and yesterday you really missed his bat in the lineup. You get 1 hit. The at-bats weren't competitive, especially in the later innings. That's where you want a guy who's been around the block a couple times and has been in close play at first, but has been in a locker room or in a dugout where his team's getting 1 hit in the 7th.
You need the leadership, the veteran experience, just the calm hand. Santibanez 0-2, hit high, foul towards first. Keys camped, makes the grab. 2 gone in the inning.
Yeah, Connor Pulowski continues to be just a great addition to this ball club. He comes in as the DH today, moved to catcher, and does what you're supposed to do as a catcher. He got to the screen, and he was calling out to Keys, "You've got room, you've got room." Especially, there's not a lot of foul ground, really, by that first baseman, not like down that left field line, third baseline corner. So, Connor helping out his first baseman.
2 outs, runner goes, the throw beats him by 5 feet, and they throw out Most. Connor Pulowski, DH, emergency catcher, coordinating on the foul balls, do it all, throws out the run to end the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th, 1-0 Stompers. The C-Sun shortstop leads it off for the Stomps. He's 0 for 2 on the day. That's Colton Boardman, visibly upset with himself after the fly out to left in the third, looking to right the ship here to lead off the fifth. Nothing for the Legends through 5. The Stompers 1 on 2 hits. Boardman, as we've seen throughout the season, 0 for 2 start, shows bunt, but pulls it back to start his third AB. The 1-0 hit hard on a line to left center field. It's down and to the wall for Colton Boardman, who'll have himself a stand-up double to lead off the 5th.
Yeah, that's Colton Boardman's first non-bunt hit since June 15th. It's his first extra base hit since June 8th, and it's his team-leading 4th double of the year.
A great piece of hitting there, just took it where it was hit. A nice in-out swing puts him on second base to lead off the inning and breaks out of that dry spell. We mentioned that the stats back up there. Now Nick Sebastiani, the lone hit for the Stomps last night, 0 for 2 to start today's ballgame. A look back at Boardman. Now comes home low and in.
Colton Boardman doing his best to help out his fellow Matador. The C-Sun guys coming up big today in Sonoma.
1-0 to Sebastiani. Robertson looks back, comes home in the dirt, gets away from the catcher Robbins, and Boardman 90 feet away, no outs.
I have wild pitch on that, I think. Skip before home play. That's not a play you can assume your catcher to make. But Will Robbins has been great behind the plate, or was great behind the plate last weekend, and has followed that up with another good one here today.
He caught multiple for the Legends in that 4-game weekend. 2-0 to Sebastiani. Hit high, deep to right. Landry's camped, but this will score a run. Boardman runs on in. It's the second run for the Stompers and a sac fly for Nick Sebastiani.
Center fielder number 33, Landon Akers.
One gone, 2 on the board. Landon Akers, who scored the first, he singled with 2 outs, stole a base, and then scored on the McCann-Libby single. Now stands in the box. First pitch in for a strike. Front door, a pitch we've seen Robertson go to frequently. Drops it in for the first. Roman Raffelli, Kieran Costa here on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network. 0-1 to Akers. Hit high, soft into right field. Isaiah Landry on to make the grab. 2 outs in the inning.
Second base number 49, McCann-Libby.
The RBI leading Stomper, McCann-Libby, takes the box from the right. Singled, scored Akers in the third. First pitch he sees, front door curve, couldn't land it. It'll stay on the doorstep, 1-0.
Well, as the Stompers do their damage, they loaded the bases with 2 outs in the second inning. They went back-to-back singles to score a run in the third inning.
That curveball misses high, now 2-0 to Libby.
You think Santavanez has to get this 6th, especially now that he has an extra run of cushion.
2-0, high and in, now 3-0 to McCann-Libby. Entered today with 11 hits. He tacked on his 12th in the third. That matches his RBI total on the season. The 3-0, no contest from McCann. It's 3-1. Brady Shannon stands on deck. He popped out and was hit by a pitch today's ball game. 3-1, hit high into right field or foul. Unable to make the catch is Anderson. It's 3-2. A good hack there from McCann, just under it and late.
Yeah, that's now the 70th pitch thrown by Quinn Robertson, but on a big day in college baseball world, Cade Anderson of LSU threw 130 pitches today in a complete game shutout. The Tigers took game 1 of the College World Series final in Omaha. 130 pitches.
It takes you back to a couple years ago when
Paul
Paul
Skeens
Skeens went that much.
There it is.
Exactly. Broadcaster here. 3-2, low and into McCann Libby. He works a walk. We work a nice broadcast.
We're
Same thing.
We're having fun. Kumar Rocker threw over 100 pitches in his no-hitter for Vandy. Remember, him and Leiter threw 2 no-hitters down the stretch that season. They're now both in the Rangers rotation. Rocker went today.
Rocker, if you follow it all, dealt with some arm injuries, missed a lot of time his first bit out of college into the pro scene, but has been solid this year off and on for the Rangers. And first pitch to Shannon in for a strike. The Rangers, the ball club of choice for McCann Libby. He's from Frisco.
You have to think.
Shannon stands in from the right. Robertson takes a look at Libby, delivers, nearly hit the bat of Brady Shannon. He hit him in the head earlier, but a good play from Shannon to drop the barrel.
That would play into how the last couple days have gone for Brady. I wouldn't have been surprised.
I don't know what I would do if I was Brady at the week he's had.
Can't catch a break.
Swing and a miss. Now 1-2, and he now grabbing his left shoulder. He winced a bit after the swing. Took his time getting out of the box. The Youngstown State Penguin has had a tough go. Had a nice weekend last weekend against the Legends. Had a 2-run home run to right field down at the College of San Mateo on Sunday. Behind 1-2. Serves this one into left field. Coming on to make a kneeling, not catch. It landed in, but Quincy Villa, noticeably shaken up. He charged the ball and then kind of dropped to both knees to grab it, and in a substantial amount of pain.
Yeah, he jammed himself. And Nick Sanzeri is running out to the outfield to check on Villa. That was an ugly-looking play, awkward. He went in with a 2-footed slide. He sort of dropped to his knees like a catcher trying to block it and make a play. And you hope that it's not like a non-contact lower leg looking injury out there for Villa.
Yeah, they'll check on Villa. We'll head to break. We'll be right back here on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network. Charlie Degler has come into play left field for Quincy Villa, who was able to walk himself off the field, but a scary play nonetheless. And Connor Pulowski now at the plate. First pitch misses low and in. Shannon single to left. Libby walked. He's now on second. One and 0 to Pulowski. Popped up just over our heads.
And Pulowski had the layoff, so did the pitcher Robertson. This is your time to go battle.
And I just, a couple of really not fun injuries. We're only about halfway through it. The 1-1 inside edge for a strike. It's that off speed that Robertson's gone to time and time again.
And now Santivanez' layoff has become very long. I wonder if that's the day for Nick.
Robertson gets the sign, comes set, takes a look back at Libby, and deals from the right. Hit softly to the left side. It's dropped. Third baseman Bleeker gloved it, but dropped it. It's an E5 in favor of the Stompers. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
Now batting, first base number 25, Trent Key.
And that brings up not an easy out. Trent Keys might just walk in or be hit by a pitch and score a run here.
This would be a nice time to double or even triple that RBI total.
He had an extra base hit 2 days ago against the Philippines. First pitch, outside corner, strike 1.
Ben Sebastiani's come out on deck. That would mean he would hit for the pitcher, Santivanez. We have to get to that spot first. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
Keys behind 0-1 to Robertson. Same spot with an off speed now, 0-2.
I think you said Nick back out there if his spot doesn't come up.
I agree entirely. I mean, you've got 9 strikeouts through 5. No runs, you've got 2 of support. What do you have to lose?
But I understand that you can't burn that at bat. Well, Keys has a lot of work to do to even get that spot in the order up.
And an 0-2 hole against Robertson. That one inside, 1-2. Not the edge you want to live on if you're legend pitching.
Stompers have left 5 today. The problem is that's through 4 innings.
Libby on third, Brady Shannon on second, and Connor Pulowski on first. The 1-2 to Trent Keys outside, a very disciplined approach. 2-2. Keys walked in the second, he grounded out in the fourth. Stomper faithful hoping to add to their lead. 2-2, hit high, deep to left field. Degler makes the grab in place of Villa. The Stompers leave him loaded the second time tonight. We'll head to the top of the 6th here on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network. Nick Santavania's night is over. He got to swing it once, but only pitches 5. A great start for him.
Yeah, he gives way to Jaden Mason, who pitched against the Legends last Sunday. He loaded the bases but left them loaded. That was a single, a walk, and a hit by pitch, but he picked up 2 strikeouts. That was when the Stompers used 7 different pitchers.
First pitch misses. That one hit high, hard, and deep to left, but foul.
Yeah, Mason, Nevada Reno product, 6'2", 185 pounds, works off the first base side of the hill. He hails from Benicia.
In relief of Nick Santavanias, that one misses low, bounces before the plate, 2-1. Santavanias, a great start, 5 innings pitched, just 1 hit. He walked 2, struck out 9.
Command was outstanding from Santavanias. 3 walks and 2 innings of work for Mason, so has to fill it up.
Nice pitch outside corner, evens the count at 2-2.
Maybe it was just no third time through for Nick Santavanias.
He scraped the 3rd time through last time out. Doesn't get a chance here. That one off the outside corner. Now 3-2 for Mason's first batter.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the rope is pretty tight on Mason.
3-2 bounces in there. Ball 4 to Isaiah Landry.
Can't let that leash get too long, especially in a situation that's just a 2-run ball game.
The second walk of the ball game for Isaiah Landry brings up TJ Schmalzy, who struck out and ground out so far tonight. Shows bunt, fouls it back over the head of Pulowski. You're glad to see it just clears Pulowski. Don't need another injury at the backstop. It's 0-1 to Schmalzy. 280 entering today. Swing and a miss. Mason ahead 0-2. That 185 on the gun. James Bowes stands on deck. Landry leads off first, doesn't go. The 0-2 misses low and out. The Stompers hit the road tomorrow. They'll take on Walnut Creek. The first battle between those two. You can catch that one here on YouTube, the radio broadcast. Same spot. That one fouled back off of Pulowski.
Summer needs to try and roll it here. Libby and Boardman shaded up. Or Boardman's not double play depth. That's normal depth at shortstop.
Middle infield that's turned several double plays this season. They've been great, Libby and Boardman. 1-2. Foul tip squeezed by Pulowski. Down on strikes is TJ Schmalzy the 2nd time tonight.
Man, Pulowski's been good behind the plate.
He caught last night's game in its entirety and then comes in after the injury to Sepulveda.
And Zach Pace talked early in the season, he's worried about a catcher injury. I mean, it's only Pulowski if Sepulveda has to miss time.
Now James Bowes watches ball 1, and we've seen Luke Duncan get some time behind the dish, but he's the two-way guy. You want to use him out of the pen. He's also dealt with a little bit of an injury as of late. Gotta hope Esteban Sepulveda is good to go in the near future. The 1-0 in there for a strike to Bowes.
because he received that ball very well. It's a pitch that's a borderline strike. In the CCL, it's probably given a lot, but didn't try and overly frame it back towards the corner.
1-1, inside edge, called a strike. That's been there all night.
That's a nice mix of pitches. You go outside corner, inside corner. It's a real tough at-bat if you're Bose.
One of the first we've seen on the inside from Mason. Now ahead, 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3 to Bose. Mason walks the first he sees, but strikes out the following 2. Brings up Will Robbins.
Now batting, catcher number 24.
This is the sharpest Mason's look now in outing number 3.
Landry leads off first. First pitch in the dirt, a great block from Pulowski. Mason takes a look, delivers, foul down the third base line into the Legends dugout.
Got to work here. Don't let him back in this ball game. Don't get the tying run on base. Just put this inning away, and maybe you get a second inning for what would be the first time this year.
The pitcher spot is due up first to hit in the bottom of the inning. That due to the injury from Sepulveda, Pulowski moves from, well, retains his DH spot but is now catching, so the pitcher has to hit because you kept the same 9. 2-1 to Robbins, outside 3-1. Landry leads off first. He walked to lead off the inning. 3-1, hit hard down the third base line, foul.
Now Landry is running, one of the faster guys on the ball club, 3 stolen bases. Robbins, a power hitter. He had a big double here off the wall in left during last week's series, and with Landry off and running, a gapper would more than likely cut this lead in half.
Mason set, takes a look. Landry doesn't go, and it's a swing and miss from Will Robbins. Jaden Mason walks the first he sees, and then strikeout, strikeout, strikeout. All swinging will head to the bottom of the 6th, 2-0 Stompers. Jesse Moore now on the bump in relief of Quinn Robertson. Moore plays his college ball at Sonoma State. This is his third appearance for the Legends. It's just been an inning and 2/3, 4 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 2 earned runs.
Yeah, that closes the book on Robertson. 5 innings, 5 hits. Both runs were earned. He walked 2 hitters. He hit 2 hitters, and he struck out 4 of them.
Ben Sebastiani fills the pitcher spot here in the bottom of the 6th. It's right on left to lead it off. First pitch in for a strike.
Yeah, Ben just 2 for 14 in league play, but I think both those hits came against Menlo Park.
Second pitch misses high with a breaking ball, now 1-1. That one bounces in, 2-1.
Yeah, get on base any way you can. Get a rally going. You are going to have to mix and match your pitchers the rest of the way. Let's make this a 6-run ball game. That's what Zach Pace, I bet's telling the guys down there.
Ben Sebastiani got to play it lead off here, see some pitches against the new arm. Get on base. 2-1 misses high, 3-1. Thanks for joining us. Bottom of the 6th, Roman Raffelli, Kieran Costa here on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network. 3-1 to Sebastiani. Ball 4 on a check swing. Brings up Anthony Shepler, 0 for 2 on the day, a strikeout and a ground out. Leadoff runner aboard for the second time in this ball game, the second time in as many innings. Colton Boardman led off with a double, and they're going to call a balk here on Moore. It's more free passes for Ben Sebastiani.
No. Nick Sansiri is staying in the dugout.
If you joined us on the broadcast, the last time these teams played, Sansiri out several times and pleased very few of them.
Almost none of them.
If any at all,
yeah,
really.
Actually. Your manager doesn't usually go out to tell the umpires good job.
First pitch to Shepler in for a strike. Now Ben Sebastiani in scoring position. Sebastiani's scored 3 times in CCL play. Time called from Anthony Shepler just as the leg lifted from Jesse Moore.
Moore took too long. Shepler steps out, and I mean, that's what it is. This is a rough patch here. 0 for your last 9. You've struck out 6 of those times. Move that runner over. Do something productive. Get back in the good graces of the coaching staff.
A good take there. 1-1 now. Sebastiani on second. He walked. That was his 6th of the CCL season. Just 2 hits for Ben, but he's found ways to get on base. One and one. Another nice take on the outside edge. 2-1 to Shepler.
Good take. That one again, only 81, so not exactly high velocity coming from Menlo Park. Especially not what we saw. I mean, everyone was sitting 90 at the lowest yesterday, Arroyo Seco.
Shepler flares this one into shallow left. It's the third baseman, Bleeker, making the grab. And the order rolls over, runner on second.
Number 3, Colton Boardman.
Boardman doubled and scored in the 5th. That snapped a cold spell for Colton. Looks to drive in Sebastiani.
Second baseman Feliciano shaded well to the pull side for Boardman.
And Boardman took that double to left center. He can hit it anywhere on the field. A true five-tool guy at the top of the Stompers lineup who's played a great defense, stolen some bags, done it all. This one nearly hits him, but cuts back into the plate off the inside edge. It's 1-1 to Boardman. Moore needs the signs again. Steps off, gives the gesture, steps back on, avoiding the second balk of the inning. 1-1, hit to the second baseman, Feliciano. He fields throws to first in time to get Boardman. Sebastiani moves 90 feet away, and it'll be his cousin, Nick, due up to try to drive him in.
But also now nothing can get through Will Robbins. Getting that runner to third base really ramps up the pressure.
And we've seen a wild pitch in the ball game, but Robbins has been a wall behind the dish beyond that. First pitch to Sebastiani, fouled back. Assume a new pitcher for the Stomps in the top of the seventh, unless Ben Sebastiani's got a secret arm we don't know about. This one outside edge, off the outside edge. 1-1 now to Nick.
Yeah, and Gideon Hahn's been up and loosening for a while down there.
And that's a two-way guy. He can hit and pitch for the Stomps. That one, a good block from Robbins, an off-speed bounced into the plate. 2-1 to Nick.
But the way this one's going, you have your closer, Braden Gentz, available to throw today. Wouldn't be a bad idea to use him for maybe Hahn for 5 outs and Gentz for 4.
That one hits Nick Sebastiani, front of the front leg. First and third, 2 outs here at Arnold for Landon Akers.
Now batting, center fielder number 33, Landon Akers.
It's the second free pass issued from Moore. And it's the third free 90, balked Ben Sebastiani from first to second. The corners full of Sebastianis. Landon Akers at the plate. First pitch, a pick back to first, and Nick Sebastiani wasn't expecting it.
Nice lefty move.
The tag wasn't applied by Anderson, but I'm not sure he was fully expecting it either. Holds on Nick Sebastiani at first. First pitch to Akers, misses high. Akers did not record a hit, as did 8 of the 9 Stompers to swing the bat last night, but had a 3-for-3 night with a home run 2 nights ago against the Philippines baseball group. The 1-0 misses out, 2-0. Akers primed to do damage here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, Sebastiani entered this game tied for the team lead with 7 stolen bases. Maybe now in a 2-0 count, you don't want to take the bat, out of Akers' hands, but definitely a threat to go.
So check on him again, no dive, just a quick walk back.
He was leaning back to the bag. You saw that one coming.
Akers enters today hitting .275. He's 1 for 3 on the day with a single and a run scored. The 2-0 inside, hit him on the hand guard, and now bases loaded for McCann Libby.
Now batting, second base, number 49, McCann.
Stompers have left the bases loaded twice already today. You don't want to do the same thing here.
You think that's some really risky playing of the odds in favor of the Legends?
Yeah.
No, they left them twice. Let's let them do it again. Bases full of Stompers. McCann Libby at the plate. Hits the first pitch he sees off the handle. Softly to the left side. A stretch. Did he squeeze it? And Zach Pace quickly out. They're going to rule.
No ruling. He called timeout. He wants to talk it over. You have to make a call before the meeting. Zach Pace made a call. His call was safe.
Anderson made the stretch and then was kind of digging around in the dirt. It looked like he didn't squeeze it and then tried to make a convincing move. They're going to rule him safe. So that a move that probably pleases Zach Pace. Anderson, a great stretch, but didn't squeeze it. And Jesse Moore is going to have to come back out of the dugout. He thought he had ended the inning, so it's a infield hit for McCann Libby.
Yeah, it's an Arnold Field infield single, or it's maybe an error on the first baseman on the stretch. You can't give it to the third baseman. I think it might have to go as a single.
It's an infield single for McCann Libby. It scores a run, his second RBI, his second single of the ball game. He's now reached in his last 3 plate appearances. Ben Sebastiani led off with a walk. He scores on the single. Nick Sebastiani on third, and Akers on second. McCann Libby on first for Brady Shannon, who had a single in the 5th, was hit by a pitch and popped out today as well. First pitch curveball in for a strike.
You know what they say about leadoff walks? They always come back to bite you, as they just did.
Jesse Moore, his first inning of work, not ideal. Now delivers 0-1 to Shannon. Hits him on the hand. His second hit by pitch of the ball game. And he was in the motion of checking his swing, so I do believe this is awarded a free pass. It will be. Sebastiani scores, Shannon to first.
That's a very painful way to pick up an RBI for Brady Shannon. But it's an RBI all the same.
And this is the Stompers lineup that we've missed the last day or so, blanked by Arroyo Seco last night, now small balling their way to a 3-0 lead in the inning. A walk, 3 hit by pitches, just 1 single, and that ball didn't leave the infield. That's Zach Pace, small ball if I've ever seen it.
I don't know if he can take Brady Shannon out of this game. He's running out of bench bats. Kieran Baker available. Maybe you give Shannon the rest of the day precautionary reason, but he's staying in the ball game for now. And as you mentioned, yeah, that's 3 runs without getting a ball out of the infield.
Brings up Connor Pulowski. He started the day at the DH spot, now doing the catching.
Yeah, Libby now has 13 RBIs over with a couple knocks today, and Shannon now up to 9.
Shannon joined the squad late and had a slow start, but has caught up quickly. First pitch outside to Pulowski.
Connor reached twice already, actually. A single and an E5. If you can dunk that ball into left, I think you send Libby from second.
It's 1-0 to Pulowski. Hit hard on a line to right field. Landry playing in the gap. This was going to one-hop the wall. 2 across to score. Shannon's waved by Dave Hoke. The throw goes to second. It's a 2-out, 3 RBI double from Connor Pulowski.
Connor Pulowski torches the Menlo Park Legends. He has 7 runs batted in against them. And he's just tied McCann Libby for the team lead in runs batted in when you get 3 on just one play.
We talked about it a moment ago, the small ball working well in the inning, and then as we say, a ball hasn't left the infield. He sends a line drive to right, and Landry back into the left center gap. Still a lot of space on the right side for Trent Keys from the left. That's the 9th batter of the inning.
Yeah, the Stompers had let the bases loaded twice today. It's nice to get a big 2-out hit and clear them off. And what did I say? I said it would be nice to make this 2-run game a 6-0 game. Zach Pace added me an extra. It's 7-0.
The 1-0 to Keys, misses high, 2-0. Ben Sebastiani led it off, pinch hitting for Jaden Mason, now back on deck.
Has every Stomper RBI come with 2 outs other than the sac fly, that is?
That one in the dirt, now 3-0 to Trent Keys, no stranger to a walk.
The run in the 3rd inning, all that whole rally was with 2 outs, and Sebastiani had a sac fly in the 5th inning that wasn't with 2 outs, but that's now 6 of the 7 RBIs with 2 outs.
Some great stat tracking from Kieran Costa. The strike lands, 3-1 to Trent Keys. And that's what we talked about all season long, is the small ball is what you have to stick to if you're the Stompers, and then let the extra base hits, the long shots, if you will, land as they may. This ball fouled off the 3rd base line from Trent Keys. You can't force the long stuff, and that's what it almost felt like the Stompers were trying to do last night. Just not great at bats. The approach was not there. Certainly no small ball, but they've done so tonight. They bounced back. Now a payoff pitch to Trent Keys. More comes set, delivers, swing and a miss. He gets Keys to end the inning. In the inning, it's 2 hits and 5 runs for the Stompers. We'll head to the top of the 7th. Kieran Costa takes you through the final 3 here on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network.
Gideon Hahn, the new pitcher out of Los Medanos College, two-way righty. Works from almost a true submarine delivery, winds and slings it in there. It's bounced to Libby, who fields a high hop and throws out Will Anderson. One pitch, one out, no better way to start Hahn's outing. He replaces Jaden Mason, who walked the leadoff hitter and struck out the next three, working in the sixth.
That was the best outing we've seen from Mason so far this season. Now gives way to Hahn, who can play both ways, likely to fill in the lead-off spot, potentially a 2+ inning outing for him.
He drops down again and gets the call bottom of the zone against Charlie Degler, who comes in now for Quincy Villa. Same pitch, same call. If you're going to get it at the bottom of the zone, keep going back to that spot. Oh-2, Hahn delivers. It's lined right at the shortstop, Colton Boardman. Two easy outs on the Stomper infield, and that brings up Dane Most, who struck out and reached on an E5. It wound up getting caught stealing by Connor Pulowski. Connor Pulowski has been dubbed the lifeguard by the Sonoma Stompers Twitter, because you know what you don't do in front of the lifeguard, that's run. First pitch. Outside, the ball off the glove of Connor. The count's 1-0.
Great group of interns running the Twitter this year.
Great group of interns overall this year, keeping this show on the road here at Arnold Field.
Well, not on the road at Arnold Field.
Yeah, that's true. We're not helping, that's for sure, as that one is outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Most walk-off winner on Thursday against San Francisco. San Francisco currently trails Philippines baseball group 8-2 down at San Bruno Park. Tough start to the season for the Gulls. 2-0 is in there, 2-1. Let me take a look at the other scores. The Arroyo Seco Saints went from 1 run here at Arnold Field yesterday to 16 runs in Walnut Creek today. It was a winning effort both times, 16-4 over the Dads. Down south, the Santa Barbara Foresters beat the San Diego Bombers 8-1. That one was at Eddie Matthew. And at Sparky Anderson Field, Conejo beat the Academy Barons 2-1. And Slow Blues lead the Orange County Riptide 2-0 at the Great Park. Here in Sonoma, this one's popped up down the first baseline, and we head to the 7th inning stretch with Sonoma in control. Stompers 7, Legends nothing on the Stompers Broadcast Network. We come back to baseball here in the bottom of inning number 7. Gideon Hahn will hit for himself as the pitcher. Ben Sebastiani's day is done. 1 walk and 1 run. So now it's Hahn's chance to hit against the new pitcher, Zach Vasquez, and Roman will tell you all about him.
Yeah, Vasquez, this is his second appearance. He pitched against the Stompers back on June 15th. That was the 5-3 victory. It was an inning and 2/3, 4 runs, 3 of which earned, 2 hits, a walk, and a strikeout.
Wow, young kid. December 2007, which makes him... Oh, no. Oh, it's the late innings. We can't do math in the late innings. Set myself up,
17?
and I still can't do it. 17 years old, the right-hander delivers. Hahn takes a called strike, 1-1. 85, a nice pitch from Vasquez, right?
He's a freshman at Ohlone. I
We
mean,
have an analytics intern on this. If he was born in December of 2007, how old is he? We'll look to our stats team and get back to you. That one's low. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. They can't do it either.
well, 25 minus 7 is 18, but we're not in December
That's
yet.
not his birthday
so
yet.
it's 17.
Our PA announcer, Caden, got it first at 17 years old.
He went to college at 16.
Goodness. 2-1 is grounded foul. Caden Sanders also does the pre- and post-game interviews. You can find those all over the Stompers social media channels. Stompers are on Twitter, X, I beg your pardon, Instagram, TikTok, marketing team, all over it this season. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Hahn. Right on left, Vasquez delivers, and Hahn bounces it foul. He'll see a 6th pitch this at-bat. It'll then be Anthony Shepler and Colton Boardman. We haven't made it into any of the TikToks this year. Doesn't seem very fair.
No, we got to get on it. Got to let them know.
I know. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's how they'll get the views.
Exactly.
Why didn't we think of this sooner?
2-2 coming. It's popped up. Shallow left. Bermuda triangle, but it's the shortstop, James Bowes, that makes the play. It's actually not even really a triangle. It's a Bermuda square with the baseline there. The third baseman, shortstop, left fielder all came together, and the captain of the infield makes the call and the catch. No, I'm not a betting man, but I'd bet a TikTok about us does millions of views for the Stompers channel.
Well, if you're listening right now and you see that, you've got to go like it, do all the things,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
prove us right.
First one is hi to Shepler. Best broadcast booth in Sonoma, some say. Counts. 1 ball and no strikes on Anthony Shepler, who's grounded out, struck out, and popped out. He gets his 4th chance, and then Colton Boardman will get his 5th chance next. 1-0. A mile-high pop-up the opposite way. James Bowes has another chance, this one a little bit easier. He makes the catch in the fading light here at Arnold Field. Nice play. It's never easy. We saw Ben Sebastiani struggle with the pop-up out in left. It was a little darker then, but James Bowes has no problem with the first 2 of this inning, and it's taken just 9 pitches to get 2 outs. We flip to the top and Colton Boardman. Boardman 1 for 4, a double and a run scored. He takes inside 1-0. He grounded out last inning where the Stompers scored 5 runs. Moved a runner over to third base. 1-1. Colton is hit by a pitch. Colton was hit 3 times in the doubleheader. Game 1, he was hit once in Game 2. So he's been plunked 5 times by Menlo Park pitching.
And it's the 4th in the last inning and a third.
I've counted now 6 today. I mean, Stomper pitching has been outstanding. That one's up and away. I believe they've given up a run in 2 out of the last 35 innings that they've pitched. That one is low because that's 7 of today's innings, only 1 in yesterday's game against Arroyo Seco, just 1 in the game against Philippines Baseball Group, and they gave up a run early in the slow game. We could start after that. That one's cranked to deep left center field. Chasing Degler over. He looks up and watches it go. Nick Sebastiani into left center field. Sonoma putting a drubbing on Menlo Park. It's 9-0. Second of the season for Nick.
And that one absolutely crushed. Knew it from the get-go. Gave the bat a toss, a nice trot to first. A big shot for Nick Sebastiani.
It left his bat at 94 miles an hour and landed 355 feet away. Big fly, Sebastiani.
Now batting, center fielder number 33, Landon
With 2 outs.
Akers.
That brings up Landon Akers. Outside, and the count's 1 ball and no strikes to Landon, who has now finds himself tied for the home run lead with Nick Sebastiani, as that one is a called strike outer edge. They both have 2. One ball and 1 strike to Akers, who's singled and been hit by a pitch. A 1-for-3 day for the Bellarmine center fielder, and that one's outside, and the count's 2-1. Well, should I say the Bellarmine shortstop, who plays center field for Sonoma.
He's toolsy, what can I say? Does it all.
Put him anywhere. Two balls and 1 strike. The pitch is driven to left field again. Degler has a beat on this one, and he makes the catch a couple steps shy of the track. That one not as far as Nick Sebastiani's, who delivers the big blow, a 2-run home run. We rolled to inning number 8. Hedy and Hahn back out there, we would think, in a 9-0 ball game. Christian Klosterman relieves Hedy and Hahn, who put him down 1-2-3. Klosterman pitched the 2nd inning against Menlo Park in Sunday's 2nd game of a doubleheader. Fly out walk. He turned to 6-4-3 to face the minimum in his only frame. He delivers and it's popped up very high in the air, and Trent Keys makes the catch. One pitch, one out for Klosterman, who's bounced around. He spent time at Kenyatta College, now pitched last year at the College of San Mateo. He actually played in the Legends system, spent some time last year on the Legends and their affiliate club, the Legacy. He was a Stomper all the way back in 2023. I mean, Roman was just a young kid back then. First one is outside corner for a called strike.
Not as young a kid as Zach Vasquez, though, I can tell you that.
17 years old, and Nick Sebastiani said, "Welcome to Sonoma," and yanked one out right over that 330 sign and dead left. That one's grounded to third. Shepler gets around it. Off balance throw in time. Nifty play. Anthony Shepler down at the hot corner.
And that one, anything but hot off the bat, just dribbled down the third base line, took a good route, got around it, and let it fly as far across the diamond as you can really get. A great play from Shepler.
And Klosterman's now retired his first two. And all of a sudden, you look at the scoreboard, and the only hit was that leadoff single in the fourth inning against Nick Santavanez. That one misses inside. Jaden Mason walked one in his inning. Hahn retired them 1, 2, 3, and Klosterman's gotten the first two to start inning number 8. Comes over the top and gets the call. 1-1. It's took him just 3 pitches to get the first 2 hitters. Stompers looking to sew this one up and hit the road for Walnut Creek tomorrow. That one's lined to second. Libby makes the catch. It's 9 consecutive Legends retired by the Sonoma Stompers bullpen. We head to the last of the 8th. Sonoma in cruise control. It's 9-0. McCann Libby digs in from the right side. He'll face Zach Vasquez. Trying to, I guess, to keep the Stompers out of the double-digit runs column. That's all you're playing for, and it's high. 1 ball and no strikes. Join us tomorrow on the YouTube. It's an audio-only cast of the Stompers and the first-place Walnut Creek Crawdads. The Stompers have inched ever closer if results hold here. Libby takes a called strike, 1-1. With the Stompers win, they'll improve to 10-7, hot on the heels of the 8-4 Crawdads after today's blowout loss at home. 2-1 coming Vasquez to Libby. Right on right. McCann's been aboard his last 3 trips to the plate, and he's ahead 3-1, trying to make it 4 consecutive. A couple of RBI singles and a walk sandwiched between. Walnut Creek's not going to be coming out playing tomorrow like any other day. You don't like to lose by 12 runs at home. That one's fouled back, 3-2. We can do a quick look at the standings. Alameda's 10-5. They have the day off. Walnut Creek is 8-4 after a loss today. Sonoma on their way to being 10-7. The Menlo Park Legends would be 6-7. And the Slow Blues enter today 6-7. They're playing a baseball game down at the Great Park. We'll get you the score on that as McCann Libby here at Arnold Field takes a walk. Have a day. Mr. Libby is on base for his 4th time. Orange County Riptide have come back for 2 to tie that ball game up down in Southern California. That would put the Blues at 6-8, Menlo Park at 6-7, and Sonoma, Walnut Creek, and Alameda, the 3 teams fighting above that 500 mark. And this is going to be Cameron Taylor in to hit for Brady Shannon, and you have to hope that's precautionary after Brady's been hit once on the helmet and once on the hand today. Taylor, right on right, takes a called strike at the knees. Nice pitch. No balls and 1 strike. The Blues are dealt a tough hand. They're playing really stout competition down in the CCL South for a lot of their games. Taylor lifts the hands and takes inside. The count's 1-1. The Stompers have 2 more with Philippines baseball group. After splitting the first 2 against the South, that was a win against the Philippines and a loss to Arroyo Seco last night. Libby at first, Taylor at the plate with now a 2-1 count as he takes high and tight. Action in the Stomper bullpen down the right field line in what's a 9-0 blowout affair. Hitting room on the right side. First baseman Anderson holds the runner Libby at first. The pitch home, inside again. It's 3-1. And the Stompers will continue to take quality at-bats no matter the scoreline.
And if you're the Stompers, you just hope this continues into tomorrow. You have tonight all but dealt with. You need to go into Walnut Creek and play a competitive ball game, have quality at-bats, play like you did tonight, and get a big win against a big team.
That one is a called strike. The count runs full 3-2 to Taylor. Pitch. Taylor hangs around, fouls it off the glove. The big number today for Sonoma is that 8 out of the 9 runs batted in have come with 2 outs. Lots of updating on that 2-out stake board in the Stomper clubhouse. A payoff comes Vasquez to Taylor. Check swing, he did go. That's the first strikeout for Zach Vasquez. Now if he can roll it on Connor Pulowski, we'd head to the 9th. Thanks for joining us, sticking around on this Saturday evening that's turned into a lopsided affair between Sonoma and Menlo Park. This will push the Stompers to a winning record at home of 6-5 and 4-1 against the Legends. A big swing from Pulowski, and he comes up empty. He's a triple and a homer away from the cycle. He wanted to get one of them on that swing. Instead, he's behind 0-1. Connor's also grounded out and reached on an error. He takes low outside. Libby's reached 4 times. Akers has reached twice. Sebastiani has reached twice. And Boardman has reached twice. Every position in the Stomper lineup has reached base. That's a called strike. Outside corner to Connor Pulowski that counts a ball and 2 strikes. Just playing out the string on this one. Stompers have a big one looming tomorrow. Pulowski swings and misses. That's back-to-back strikeouts for Vasquez. Working well here in his second frame, and that brings up Trent Keys.
And that can be a little bit concerning if you're the Stompers. You don't want to get complacent at the end of this game and have the momentum not carry over. It's still a big win. You need to take quality at-bats here and really push into tomorrow's game confident and hot, because that's what the scoreboard shows tonight.
Vasquez steps off. Inside corner, called strike to Trent Keys. No balls and 1 strike coming to the left-handed hitting first baseman. He's walked, grounded out, flown out, and struck out. He takes inside, it skips to the screen, and McCann Libby will jog up to second base on the wild pitch. 4 o'clock start tomorrow, which means a 3:45 will go live on YouTube. The pregame show will start at 3:50, and we'll get going for Monte Vista High School. The Stomps get their first crack at the top team in the CCL North. One ball and 1 strike. The pitch. Called strike, outer corner, 1-2, and Vasquez all of a sudden could strike out the side after giving up that Libby walk, and Will Robbins wants to talk it over with 2 outs and 2 strikes in the last of the 8th inning. Stompers pushing towards double digits. One-two coming. Zach Vasquez, a 17-year-old right-handed pitcher, shakes off the first one from Robbins after the visit. And now comes set. Glove, even with the letters, he pitches and it's up and away. That futile mound visit this time from Will Robbins. They were not on the same page, and the pitch missed up and away. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Keys strikes out swinging. So Vasquez gets Taylor, Pulowski, and Keys swinging. The Stompers look to ice this one away when we come back for the top of the 9th. Sonoma in the driver's seat, leading this game 9 runs to none. Luke Duncan will be now the 4th pitcher, and TJ Schmalzy will be the first hitter he faces. Duncan, a two-way guy, hard-throwing righty out of Los Medanos College. Christian Klosterman worked a 1-2-3 inning, and the Stompers bullpen have combined for 3 innings with just 1 base runner, and that was the first base runner out of the bullpen. Duncan touches 94 on the gun, but it misses inside. My goodness. Comes set, stares into Pulowski for the sign. Schmalzy waits and takes outside. That one runs to the glove side for the righty Duncan.
Duncan on the year from the bump, 2 appearances, 3 innings, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, and a hit. He's been nails for the Stompers.
Behind 2-0 here against Schmalzy as Bose and Robbins next, and Pulowski is going to go talk things over. Stompers efficient offensively today. 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th, 5 in the 6th. They tacked on 2 in the 7th, courtesy of a Nick Sebastiani 2-run home run. On the pitching end of things, they've allowed just 1 hit. The 2-0 from Duncan. Swing and a miss. 93 challenge pitch. And the challenge worked. Duncan delivers a 2-1. Schmalzy, check swing, foul back to the screen. No. Beg your pardon. It was a check swing off the glove of Pulowski. No swing. 3-1. No argument from Connor, so I think that was the right call by the umpires. Three balls and 1 strike. Duncan to Schmalzy. It's bounced back up the middle. Boardman a long way to range. Gloves, throws. Late. Infield single. TJ Schmalzy, the 2nd of the ball game now.
And that's just as good of a play as you can make there if you're Colton Boardman, ranging all the way up the middle. Schmalzy, not a slow runner. 3 stolen bases coming into today's ball game. Just an infield single.
It's James Bose's turn. Righty on righty against Duncan. Looking for that same ground ball and hoping his infield could turn it for 2. Schmalzy not running, and the pitch misses high. 1 ball and no strikes. 94 again from Luke Duncan. Cannon of an arm out of the Stomper bullpen. 1-0. That one's hit to Libby. He lets it bounce. He goes to second for 1. The turn is not in time, and McCann Libby with a nice little baseball play to try and turn to. An on-target throw from Boardman wouldn't have got him anyway. It's a fielder's choice. Bose replaces Schmalzy, but nice play by McCann. Would have been a heads-up double play. Cerebral baseball today from Sonoma.
That's a cerebral
It's a tough
pull for you, Kieran. I couldn't even say the word.
Will Robbins has struck out twice and grounded out. This one's back to Duncan. He's going to throw to first. And I think Trent Keys is probably checking his glove hand, seeing if it's okay. That was a 94-mile-per-hour throw to first base from Luke Duncan. It moves the runner over, and Will Anderson represents the last hope for Menlo Park. And they're going to go to the bench.
Now batting number 5, Blake Cowens.
Blake Cowens will get a chance. They go to the right-hander. To second base on that play went Bose. The put out went 1-3. First pitch in there for a called strike one. Nick Santavanez has been the Stompers' stopper this season. He's pitched after a loss in his first two previous outings and gotten the Stompers back in the win column. He's well on his way to doing the same thing today if Luke Duncan can nudge this door closed. Fastball called strike, 0-2. Legends down to their last strike, and it's the pinch hitter, Blake Cowens. Off second is Bose. Duncan comes home. Struck him out swinging, high fastball. 96 miles an hour from Luke Duncan. The Stompers give the home fans what they want on a Saturday night at Arnold Field. Sonoma hammers Menlo Park by the final score of 9-0. And that's mainly thanks to the Stompers' ace, Nick Santavanez.
Santavanez got them off to the right start. The Bats followed a true team performance here, and it wasn't just in the stats. Taking good ABs, Connor Pulowski moving from the DH into the emergency catcher role, and then the bench was great, filling in for the pitcher spot. Even Nick Santavanez himself got to swing it once tonight. A great team performance, bouncing back from an ugly one-hit loss last night. Now they go to Walnut Creek, confident, ready to go move further up the standings and continue what's been a pretty impressive start to the season.
Stompers get their look at the first place Crawdads tomorrow at 4. Nick Santavanez, 5 innings. To Mason, to Hahn, to Klosterman, and Luke Duncan pitches the 9th. Stompers pitching allows just 2 hits. They walk just 3. They combine for 13 strikeouts in a dominant victory over Menlo Park, and Stomper pitching has been great. But let's talk about the Bats. They really woke up that 5-run 6th inning, and then Nick Sebastiani, a nice little insurance 2-run home run, icing on the cake.
Yeah, the offense played small ball like we've known them to, and then just hung around waiting for the extra base hits, because ultimately that's not something you can force. You got to wait for them to fall. Meanwhile, hang around, take walks, hit by pitches, steal bases, move up on passed balls, run hard 90s. That's gritty baseball from Zach Pace's squad. It paid off tonight, and that's the baseball they need to know, practice, and live by moving forward.
Yeah, let's take a look at a couple of these statistics. Sebastiani has a home run. Boardman has a double. Libby reaches base 4 times. A couple nervy ones, though. Sepulveda leaves the game due to injury, and Brady Shannon. You hope those are just both precautionary for those Stomper players. We'll check in with Zach Pace after the game today. This is a nice one. You lose 1-0. You say we're not letting that happen again. You shut out the Legends. 9-0 final. The Stompers improved to 10-7. Menlo Park drops to 6-7. The Stompers 6-5 in home games, and they snap a mini little 2-game win streak. But the season series is well in the grasp for Sonoma. They've taken 4 of the first 5 against the team from down in Menlo Park. That wraps up our coverage from Sonoma. We're back on the air tomorrow. That will be a 3:50 pregame show in Monte Vista. You can catch an audio-only version of the broadcast here on the YouTube. For Caden Sanders, our sideline reporter, our stats team, Luca and Grant, and of course my broadcast partner, Roman Raffelli. The Stompers 9-8-1 beats 0-2-1. Nick Santavanez is the winner. Quinn Robertson the loser. Stompers back in the win column. The 10-7 Stomps face the number 1 team in the North tomorrow. But for now in Sonoma, I'm saying enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening.